Hello, you're watching Dao TV, and let's take a look at what mattered throughout the week. The new law entitles non-Muslim migrants from 3 Muslim-majority countries to citizenship if they're facing religious persecution. On Saturday, protesters blocked motorways and attacked trains and stations in West Bengal's capital. Demonstrations have been breaking out across India. On Friday, hundreds of mostly student protesters clashed with riot police in New Delhi. The Citizenship Amendment Bill, which was approved this week, applies to non-Muslims from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh who have been persecuted for their faith. As well as Hindus, this includes Christians, Buddhists, Sikhs and Jains and Parsis. If people from these groups enter India illegally and can't prove that they originate from one of the 3 eligible countries, they can become Indian citizens. Muslim rights groups across the country and an opposition of political party argue the bill is part of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's agenda to marginalize Muslims. They also say the bill violates secular principles in the constitution, which prohibits religious discrimination against all citizens. 2 people who were being treated in hospital after the eruption of New Zealand's White Island volcano have died, bringing the official number of victims to 8, police say. The volcano, also known as Vakari, erupted on Monday when dozens of tourists were on the island. 9 people are still officially missing, presumed dead, and efforts to retrieve bodies from the island were put on the hold on Wednesday amid signs of increased seismic activity. Another 20 people are in intensive care with severe burns. 5 have been moved to Australia. Police said a drone conducted for fly covers of the island on Wednesday. An analysis of that footage was ongoing. Tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets of Algerian capital Algiers in protest as a result of Thursday's presidential election. They chanted slogans against the winner, ex-Prime Minister Abdelmadjid Tebboune, a former loyalist of ousted leader Abdelaziz Bouteflika. Protesters are demanding that the whole political establishment be swept away. Polling day itself was marred by protests and calls for people to boycott the election. President Bouteflika stepped down following mass demonstrations across the country, but anti-government rallies have continued since they unabated. Algerians wanted all officials associated with the regime of ousted President Bouteflika to be removed from the office. They say new faces must be brought to organize real elections in a country where the winner of presidential elections has always been easy to guess. On Thursday, protesters briefly overran a polling station in Algiers. An attempt by police to disperse the crowd failed. A painting discovered in the wall of Indonesian cave has been found to be 44,000 years old. The art appears to show a buffalo being hunted by part human, part animal creatures holding spears and possibly ropes. Some researchers think the scene could be the world's oldest recorded story. The findings were presented in the journal Nature by archaeologists from Griffith University in Brisbane, Australia. Adam Broom, an archaeologist in Griffith, first saw the pictures 2 years ago after a colleague in Indonesia shinned up a fig tree to reach the cave passage. The Indonesian drawing is not the oldest in the world. Last year, scientists say they found humanity's oldest drawing on the fragment of rock in South Africa, dated at 73,000 years old. Sometimes the hunter becomes hunted. Yes, that's an eagle tangled up with an octopus. A fish farm crew in British Columbia spotted the dueling creatures. They helped feed the bald eagle from the tentacles of its fore. The bird took some time to recover before flying away. An octopus was released. Thanks for watching us. See you next time and take care.